everybody, welcome to the Big Manz Cabana. I'm your host, Matthew Lepore. Today, guys, is going to be the first episode into many different series of this podcast. We're going to be talking about theories. We're going to be talking about pretty much anything that kind of encapsulates fun, entertainment, or just things that I want to talk about or someone else that I bring on wants to talk about. Excuse me. The whole goal of this is really for you guys just get to know me, get to know everyone that I have on here, have fun, have an enjoyment. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that is going to be related to lifting content, to theories, like I said, movies, TV shows, and this also does kind of encapsulate with the other podcast that me and my best friend Gavin Soden have called Stuttering in Silence. So I want you guys to check that out as well. But today we are going to be talking about a really prolific kind of terrifying almost haunt. All right, in the spirit of Halloween, this is going to be launching on the 30th of October, of 2022. So interesting stuff that's going to be happening. So I really want to take the whole time to enjoy the haunt of this amazing holiday, if you want to call it that. Today we're going to be talking about McKamey Manor. This is probably one of the craziest things that I've personally seen, and it first showed up to me on TikTok when I was scrolling through. You know, it's the Halloween season, and you know, around me, I live around Philly, so you have Penhurst, which I live right down the street from, and then you have Eastern State Penitentiary, which is a great haunt, and you know that's where you bring your girlfriend, your friends, you have a good time. It's scary, but this is something that's completely different. It's kind of terrifying, if I'm being honest. And the person that runs this, Russ McKamey, is kind of a wild thing. All right, we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go into who he was, what he's all about, what this place is. We're gonna look into this document that you have to sign just to get in there, and the waiting list just to enter this place is exponentially long. And then their Facebook group, all this stuff. We're going to discuss all of it, guys. It's going to be a wild ride, so bear with me. There could be some graphic content in this, so I'm giving you guys a warning now. If you're a little queasy about this is going to be an 18-plus podcast, so make sure you are being a little wary about that. I want to put that disclaimer in right now, but here we go. So the McKamey Manor is a haunt unlike anything you've seen. So it's not like Penhurst, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, or like Eastern State Penitentiary, or maybe like your local haunts where you go into a corn maze and someone jumps out and scares you. This is completely different. Like I said, the man who runs this is called Russ McKamey. All right. He was a seaman. He was in the Navy for almost 22 years. And yes, I'm going to use my cheat sheet that I wrote down for this podcast. If you guys see me looking, that's what's happening. And for those of you who are on Spotify or anything like that, check out my YouTube and you can see all the content on there. Shameless plug. This is a wild situation. This man was in the Navy for 22 years. And the crazy thing about this is while he was there, he was doing haunts on the ships. You know, boost morale, kind of gain the experience, really kind of make this an interesting encapsulation for all his crewmates. And he loved this. He became an enthusiast for it. He really enjoyed scaring people or creating a situation for someone or something to enjoy themselves, get scared, freaked out. And a lot of the guys who were in the military, I know, I don't speak from personal experience, but I know a lot of friends and family members or people that I would consider family who were in the military. These guys and women are all tough. They are. American military, thank you for your service. But they want to be scared. And when you got to take things to a different level than just a guy in a Jason or Freddy Krueger mask going, ah, you know what I'm saying? So all of this has kind of led him to, well, I don't want to do something that's typical. I want to do something that is new, scary, unique. What's going to capture the people, but also allow them to have a level of fear that's not just boo, you know? Sorry I'm burping. This is really weird. Especially for the first podcast we're putting out here. But as you go along with this, people realize that, you know, scary movies nowadays aren't as scary as they were. People are being desensitized to it. People are looking for something scarier, like the movie Smile that just came out. Wild movie. I really enjoyed it. But they're doing things a little different because people know when the jump scares are coming. People know when this happens. So what scares people? Drowning, heights, getting hit by a fucking truck. All this stuff scares people. So he takes things to a new level in which people are going to freak the fuck out and not want to stay in the McKamey Manor haunt. So this is basically the extreme of extremes when it comes to haunted houses. When you are here, you have to start with a 40-page document or some kind of enclosure to where it is an agreement and a waiver for which you have to sign. And it's some states over 40 pages long. I found one that's 23 pages. But it is the craziest thing. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to read you guys some stuff that's on this document. And number 5, when you look just in the first page, number 5 is accidental death and disability and other problems that can happen. So just off the bat, accidental deaths, and you're talking about going into a haunt? My brother in Christ, what are we doing? Is that not terrifying? Do people not freak the fuck out? I know if I were to go there and I would sign up and I would finally get in, I'd be like, can I fucking die? I mean, sometimes you wake up and you're like, shit, I woke up, but what are you gonna do? That blew my mind right off the bat. Dangerous activity. People are saying you get waterboarded, you get tased, you get pushed. It even says in the note under 132 that you can be pushed down to the ground at any point. And it's kind of wild. So when you're here, say you want to leave, you get out, you say no more, no more, no more. You have to walk a mile for a walk of shame back to your car. Just if you fail, okay? You could be dragged in the dirt, you could be hit, you could be all this stuff on your way back from the haunt. And as this goes, it's basically a whole entanglement. Well, shout out we all know who I'm talking about. But you can become unconscious, which is basically what you're signing off for. And if you're unconscious, they're going to wake you up with smelling salts. Now, I don't know if any of you guys who are lifters or just in general know what smelling salts are. It is the wildest fucking thing in your life. It'll either make you want to run away or lift something very heavy. You can have like a trash bag or a box over your head with bees, wasps, hornets, just to add to the scare factor. You also could be, like I said earlier, you could be waterboarded. These are these things that someone goes, this is the haunt that I'm going to make and I'm going to kill people. Now, apparently, I don't know if this is true, and I'll look this up to kind of confirm it and make sure, I'm not, lying to you, or if you get something wrong, I will obviously put it in the podcast to correct myself in real time while you watch it. The rumor is there's 2 people that died. Don't know if that's true. That will be information that I'll look up afterwards. But it's kind of wild to think that people just, pass away in this whole kind of experience. And it's supposed to be a haunt. Something people do for entertainment. And as I'm looking here with all this kind of stuff, participants agree to understand that it's quite possible they may come in contact with, raw sewage. Raw fucking sewage. They're saying you can come in contact with like blood, guts, worldly things that you would have to then consume. And this is all part of the house. Now with all of this, they say you have to be in there for 8 to 10 hours. You don't have to, as I say, you don't have to. But 8 to 10 hours is what's going to win you $20,000. Don't know why I felt like Jordan Belfort when I said that, but $20,000 is what they're saying. That's what is what you can win. Now, there's a lot of controversy about this. Okay, no one has made it the 8 to 10 hours, but there has been videos. I know I just saw the other day, and I will try to find it and put it in for you guys. That this person made it to like 7 hours, was getting waterboarded, all this stuff, and they broke the rule of their agreement and got kicked out of the house. Or the manor, I should say. that doesn't seem like something that is a person that you really want to kind of have engaging with you, because I feel like there's just no possible way of winning. You are now kind of screwed for once you get in. They just get to beat the shit out of you, tase you, waterboard you, put wasp all over your face, put sewage in your body, beat the shit out of you the entire time, and then you didn't make it. We don't want to pay you the $20,000. So that's about it. Russ McKamey was actually on the travel TV show Making Monsters. So even this place has gotten worldwide attention. You can actually find this place in San Diego, California. So not only is it just a crazy location, but very accessible to a wide amount of people. So kind of getting into it here, they have this Facebook group, which has been prolific recently, and many people have been talking about it. And it's super exclusive. And just to apply or just to get onto the Facebook group, they're going to look into all of your information. So if you're part of like a hate McKamey group or anything like that, they will find it and they will not let you in. There's been YouTubers, there's been TikTokers, there's been all these people who have done so many different ways to get into it. Some of them have to have a friend apply, quote unquote, to just to see the group. And the things in there is, it starts off with the rules. You're not allowed to curse, no negative comments, be respectful in the group, which is kind of wild because I feel like a lot of this time these people are getting the shit beat out of them. There is a good video that I saw with Russ McKamey having a person do a real life rat maze. Their eyes are blindfolded and all this stuff, and they're getting not waterboarded, but they're getting water poured onto them in their face, so it's hard for them to kind of figure it out. And it's basically like how a rat would go through a maze, like a box maze, to find the cheese or to find the cookie or whatever it was looking for, and eventually they'll have to figure it out. But you're now a person blindfolded, getting water put on them, putting under a massive amount of stress, and you have to find your way out. And what's wild about this is in the document, it says you have like a safe word or things that you draw the line with, right? We all talk about safe words, whether it's in the bedroom, whether it's with your family, not the same thing. Don't do that together, please. Regardless, say pineapple's your safe word. It has been documented. Well, I don't want to say documented, but it has been said by people in videos that they have a safe word. They do the room or the manor, and they're like, pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. And they're like, fuck you mean? You're not going to leave this fucking place. We're having fun. You're obviously not. And they don't really listen to your safe word or your safe sentence, whatever it is. But throughout this, they're trying to inflict physical, psychological responses with McKamey Manor House. But if you look down closer into it, and again, I'll put this up for you guys so you guys can see what I'm looking at. You can have panic attacks, but they also understand that you cannot leave unless they really say so. So you agree on a safe word, which they might stop doing something. They might stop doing something. But you're really going to be fucking stuck there. If it does really come down to it and you really do freak out, they will probably let you go. I think that's how that's been working. But in the waiver, you fully understand that you could die. Like right here, number 54. Participant fully understands and agrees that they may be crushed in a pit by various objects. So what blows my mind about this, and I know someone personal, one of my friends, her boyfriend is so stuck on going. And you know what it is? I don't blame him. I actually think it's a good idea under certain regards, because I personally think that there's so many things in there that I wouldn't be okay with. I just know that if I went, the fear of death is scary in and of itself, but to be actively kept alive by a man who was in the Navy for 22 years, you learn some shit. Whether it's from stories, from physical experiences, whether it's from just learning about it. You have a man in the military, the United States military, for 22 years and is now running a haunt where people are getting waterboarded, people are getting tased, people are getting crushed by objects. And you were trusting a man who already is under a lot of fire that people might be dying, and now you have a haunt where people don't even know if they really want to go. They're so secretive about this place that most places would love for you to join their Facebook page and promote it and create this whole encapsulation of a fan page. But one YouTuber, I forget their name, and I will absolutely put it up to give them credit. I just saw the other day, they tried to apply to go into their Facebook group to kind of see what's going on. And then they had their friend, they were already in it. So that YouTuber was looking at their page. And they noticed that when the YouTuber applied to be part of that Facebook page, kind of say like the inside scoop, it had like 25,300 some odd people that were part of the group. And then when he looked at his friend who was in the Facebook page, it was at like 24,000. So what is kind of weird about this is when this YouTuber was looking, it was like 25,300 some odd people, and it was like added 313 people recently. And then he looks maybe like a week later or something like that, and a week is generous, there was over 24,000 people. So they're kicking people out. The thing is now with the whole social media aspect is people can see the vast aspects of each haunt and every single thing. They want to see clips of Penhurst. They want to see clips of Eastern State Penitentiary. They can all over the world instantly. And now McKamey Manor is getting showed worldwide and on platforms that are so fast that they went from being a scary haunt, people are hearing about them only having 25,000 people, but now they're kicking people out because it is one, it's Halloween in about a week. This is going to launch the Hallows Eve. And this is the big story right now, is McKamey Manor. This guy who was in the Navy for 22 years runs one of the most prolific places to go for a haunt. And what blows my mind is people are still signing up. People are okay with this. There's plenty of people who get kicked out after a couple hours because they might be afraid that they might make it the full 8 to 10 hours. And then 20 grand. No one actually knows that they have the 20 grand to give you. So you're risking your life. You're risking your livelihood. You're risking the trauma-induced panic attacks you might have. For what? Not to win 20 grand? For them to kick you out? What's kind of wild is Russ McKamey went from his Navy, doing that for 22 years, doing haunts on the ships, to actually being a wedding singer. So for a time, if you think about it, the wedding singer whole aspect could have went off. He might have actually enjoyed himself, had a business, had something he could look forward to, and who knows? Maybe he was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And then nothing would have happened. People would have died. This wouldn't have been a whole controversy. But I think the whole legal aspect for people in their heads is, why can someone tase you, beat the shit out of you, possibly kill you, pretend they're going to drown you, waterboard you, all this stuff that would be considered legal, or in the Geneva Convention, when it comes to waterboarding, when it comes to torture, when it comes to all this stuff, why can someone legally do it because you wavered it off? Think about that for a minute. Why can someone legally do this to you if they wavered it off? I feel like there has to be some aspect of where the government, as much as I don't want the government to step in anything, that someone's got to step in and be like, I don't know if this is something that could happen, because there's people out there who are so enthusiastic of, you know what, I love haunted houses. I want something more extreme. You know, they might gravitate towards something like this. And there's the stuttering, something like this. And now they're thinking, well, I can survive 8 to 10 hours. I want that 20 grand. That could change my life. A lot of people, that would change my life. Student debt, my car, everything like that. I could even help some of my friends out. 20 grand can change a lot. And for 8 to 10 hours, it's a pretty good chunk of money. But now if you're telling people you don't have the 20 grand, or we're not telling people that you have the 20 grand, but acting like you don't, kicking people out if they make it 8 to 10 hours. But if you ask me, I do think they might have the 20 grand. I do. I think for Russ McKamey, it is a pride thing. I think he prides himself on the fact that, in a sadistic way, he prides himself that no one can get through this house. No one can make it the full 8 to 10 hours. So if the regular Joe Schmo on the street who's just super, super into haunted houses and can get tortured for 8 to 10 hours, that might ruin the whole scheme of this being one of the most prolific haunted houses that there is. So that into account, plus the 20 grand, I can see why someone wouldn't want them to, I don't know how to say it, wouldn't want them to win, wouldn't want them to get through that 8 to 10 hours. And I wrote down here very specifically, and this was something that I really wanted to show you guys. This is article 99 on here. Number 99 right here. Number 99 states in this document, the 23 document that I have for the waiver, participant fully agrees and demands that they want to push themselves as hard as possible while inside the McKamey Manor. No matter how many times participants say they want out of the tour, the participant is being clear that no matter what they say, the participant wants the tour to continue. So in this waiver, people are signing. In this waiver, they're basically saying, here, your safe word is pineapple. Cool, got it. But in Article 99, fully diminishes what you just signed off for. So when you go, pineapple, save me, I don't want to be in here anymore, I give up. Who gives a fuck about 20 grand? I don't want this anymore. I've been underwater for the last 16 fucking hours. You know, exaggerating. But they are allowed to just keep you there because you signed off on it. And people are okay with this. So, in my humble opinion, go to a penhouse. Go to an Eastern State Penitentiary. Get the shit scared out of you. Get pulled away into a secret room like I know Eastern State, and I've had it happen to me. You walk in, you're with the girl, all of a sudden all your friends are behind you, and they go, you, come here. And they take you, put you into another room, and they scare you. They don't really touch you. They might touch you a little bit, but and then let you go. You got to find your friends. Oh. It's got a good scare. But I don't think that you should be going to a haunt where you might have to actually be like, hey, Mom, might die tomorrow, so here's your Christmas gift a couple months early, And for you guys, I will try to get better at that thing as we go along with this whole podcasting. With not having everyone else with me or whatever it is, we're gonna get better at that, and I will be better for you guys. And I just did it again. Look at me, god damn it! But McKamey Manor is terrifying. The fact that someone would go, you know what? I know how we're gonna be able to torture people, because that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a haunted house where someone goes, you know what, I've been in the Navy for 22 years. Something's not quite right. He's not Jeffrey Dahmer crazy or like Ted Bundy crazy, but he definitely wants to fuck people up. So how do you do it? You make a quote unquote 40-page waiver. The waiver that I'm looking at right now it came out in, this was 08-06, so August 6th, 2017. This is the physical waiver from back then. So it probably has changed now. I have heard that it's about 40 pages, and I will double check that for you guys when I go to put this live. So if I'm wrong, you're going to see it right in front of your face right now. There's another You guys should count how many that I do. I'll put that at the end of this podcast. However, number 101 right here, perfect example. Participant fully understands and agrees that Russ McKamey and the staff of the McKamey Manor run a very clean and positive show. No sexual or religious situations, and even that cussing from the participant is not allowed inside McKamey Manor. So while you're getting waterboarded, while wasps are in your face, while you're getting crushed by stones or rocks, well, I guess they're the same thing, but probably not, or chains that says specifically, you can't fucking curse. I can't even talk a normal sentence without cursing, like 6 times in a 7-word sentence. And you're supposed to not curse at all. So that could also be a reason that they might kick you out. Like, let's say you make it to hour 7, hour 7.5, and you're about to win. That 20 grand is in your pocket. All you got to do is get this one stick up your ass and you're fine. No, you say fuck as they lube it up with Astroglide and they're ready to put it in, and you say the bad word shit. You're done. That's it. Your garbanzo beans. That's over. They're going to give you your $1.98 because they don't want your 2 cents. That's the problem. So, with someone who wants to decide to do this, all I say to you is read what you write. Read what you sign. That should go for anything. Anything that you have to sign, read it. So if you want to choose to do the McKamey Manor, by all means do it. Free country. Do whatever you want. All right? But all I ask is that you caution yourself with what is happening. Because if you don't, something bad might happen to you. Some experiences you might never want to see again. And then if you have children and they want to go out for Halloween, and then you got to explain to your kid, no, I don't want to see a Freddy costume because this dude put Astroglide on the back end of a mop and put it in my ass. Can't really explain that to a 3-year-old kid who wants to go around getting candy. So, all I'm saying, guys, is in my humble opinion, check out your local fair. Go to a fair. Go see a haunted house. Get scared. Go to Hershey Park. Do their haunts. Dorney Park. Do their haunts. But this might be something that I would stay away from. But if you're not a pussy like me and you really want to kind of see if you can make that 8 to 10 hours, win that 20 grand, take the girl out on a nice vacation to Belize, go for it. But I'm going to be okay in Royersford, Pennsylvania, going to Eastern State. So guys, that was my rendition of McKamey Manor Haunt. It is a kind of a crazy place, but hopefully I enlightened you guys on something that you may not have known about, something that I'm still learning on, and something that I'm definitely going to be looking into. And I will let you guys know and keep you updated if I can get into their Facebook page. I think that'd be really interesting to kind of see. Maybe I'll give you guys an update on what it is. But all I wish you guys is a happy Halloween. And if I don't see you, which I probably will, happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing on the YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music. Like I said before, and you're going to hear me say it again, I want this to be free and enjoyable for you guys. So as much as I want to talk about what I want you guys to suggest what you want. So if that's it, guys, which I think it is because no one else is in this room with me, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope it's amazing. Take care, guys.